Hello everyone. I'm sorry about there was a technical issue, so I don't know what happened. I was unable to go live. I was trying to click on it but didn't work. Anyway, that's fine. So here we are. And as you know, today it's our motivational talk day. And if you looked at my schedule for starting from today, March the 14th, till April. So it's like for 1.5 months, we have our set schedule where you are going to practice with me and taking many tests also. In other words, like we call it quizzes, but in India, it's very common to say tests. So you will be taking the tests with me too. So that will help you to, assess your English language skills, and at the same time, you will be learning a lot too. So I am going to start my today's lesson, and this is about a motivational talk, as you know, and I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you because I want to read one poem before I start my talk. Okay, so let's see. This is something a very interesting poem, and it's written by one of the prophets. So I was like, okay, let me read this. I really like it because it gives us a lot of insight about the world. Because we are living in this world where there is so much out there and we think we can change everything, but it's not in our control, right? So let me read this poem. It says, when I was young and free and my imagination had no limits. And many of you, if you are young, you are teenagers, or you are in your early teens, right? At any age group, you have your imagination because you want to do so much in your life that you have your dreams that you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this in order to change the world. Yes. As I grew older and wiser, I realized the world would not change. It might sound little bit odd to you at this point in the beginning of the poem, but yes. So when you just think that you're gonna change the world, then when you when you grow older, then you realize that things are not changing, right? What are the things you want to change around you are not changing. And then and I decided to shorten my sights somewhat and change only my country, but it seemed immovable. So as I grow older, I am just limiting myself to change the things, right? So then I decided to change maybe not the world, but just my country. But that is also not seem to be possible. As I entered my twilight years, late years in my life, in one last desperate attempt, I sought to change only my family, those closest to me. But alas, they would have none of it. So as I grew older, I realized, you know what? I don't think so. I can change the world. I can change the country. Let's change my family, my brothers, my sisters, maybe my children, if you are a parent, right? So, but that also didn't work. Why? Because we all are different, right? And then and now, here I lie on my deathbed and realize, perhaps for the first time, I realize that if only I had changed myself, I had changed myself first, then by example, I may have influenced my family, and with their encouragement and support, I may have bettered my country, and who knows, I may have changed the world. So this is a very interesting poem which tells us that forget about changing others, right? Change yourself, because that's the most important thing in our life, is to work on ourselves, to look inside us, to look at our strengths and weaknesses, and then work on our weaknesses and make our strengths more stronger. That is the most important thing. And our topic is that, do you have a positive mindset, right? So what do you think about positive mindset? Means right mindset, right? You need to change your mindset instead of changing others. So if you are just trying to change people around you, you're not gonna be successful. Okay, it's better to change your attitude for your mental health also, because yes, physical health you can correct it with exercising, having balanced diet, right, eating healthy, but mental health is extremely important. Mental health is so vital for you, because if you are not stable mentally, then you will be feeling even physical pains also, which you might not gonna identify why it's happening, but that might be with the exertion, with anxiety, right? So try to change yourself, try to change your attitude. And how we can do that? When we worry less about what's happening around us, when we worry less about what he will think, or what she will think, or what they will think, right? So be on your path, what you want to do, and stay focused on it. That is important, because let me tell you one thing: there are millions, or I can say billions of bullies are out there. When I say bully, the people who make fun of you, the people who do not want to see you successful, the people who have so many weaknesses or complexes, and they are not successful in their lives. They are the one who gonna pull your legs means they are the one who gonna discourage you, they are the one who gonna criticize you. And believe it or not, what do you think? I am here on YouTube. You think I always get very nice, beautiful, encouraging comments from people? No, I don't. There are people sometimes they write nasty comments too. Like even yesterday, I had a one comment, and the person said, "I don't like the way you teach." And I was like, "What is this?" I checked his account, and he had about 9 or 10 videos where he was not doing anything. He was not even speaking, he was just recording him. And he was only one subscriber for himself, right? And I was like, okay, now you are telling me the volume, whatever you are. So that's what it is, guys. If someone is successful, they're gonna encourage you. If someone is doing good in their own life, they're gonna give you appreciation. The losers are going to criticize. Believe it or not, it's not just I'm telling you the yesterday's episode or whatever the incident occurred, but that's what it is. It is like that people who are not successful in their lives, or people who have a lot of frustration in their own personal life for so many different reasons which we are not aware of, they're gonna demoralize you, they're gonna make fun of you. Okay, so stop bothering about others. Try to have your growth mindset, where you're gonna shun all the bullies out there and stay focused. Shun. Now, what I did, I shunned that person, right? How I shunned it? I just blocked him. I was like, out of it. Because someone who gonna give me the negativity, I am very positive person, believe me or not. I am so positive, and I do not like any negativity around me. And if someone is negative, I just shun them. I was like, you know what? Out of this place. Okay, I do not want to entertain you. Having a healthy criticism or having a healthy feedback is excellent, right? But without even knowing a person, if you are saying, oh, I don't like you, who cares if you don't like me? Do I really care about it? No, I don't, right? So let's see who is here. Hi, Anu. I want to rectify my mistakes. I always judge myself so as to know my flaws. Then I can work on it and to get better version. Excellent. Yes, that's what you need to do. To to just identify your weaknesses, identify your strengths. Even let me tell you one more thing. That's what I do. Sometimes my closest friends, right, the ones I know that they are my well wishers, and I know that they will give me a very honest advice, because we have people in our life, they are like that, maybe one or two, right? And sometimes I ask them, please give me honest advice, please, feedback. I just say feedback. In feedback, that person will definitely tell you. And if someone is telling you something about where you need to work on, please don't get offended. Offended means don't feel bad or don't get upset with that person, because if someone is your true friend, or maybe you have a sibling at home, or brother or sister, or maybe you have a very good understanding with your parents, but they might kind of guide you, right? So get that feedback from other people about yourself. Ask them, what do you think according to you? What do you think, in which areas I need to grow, I need to develop as a human? Because we are like a social animal, right? In other words, we can say, because we live in the society, we live in civilized society. And maybe I think whatever I'm doing is excellent, or everything what I'm doing is good, but maybe I'm doing something which is might be affecting other people negatively, right? Or they might see some of the things which I am not able to see, right? That is called Zohari's window, because in window there are so many things which we know about ourselves, which no one else knows. But there are so many things which sometimes we don't even know about ourselves, but other people observe, right? So there is no harm to ask other person who is close to you, if you want a constructive, or if you want a feedback where you want to develop or you want to improve your weaknesses, right? So I know uske liye you have to be very open minded, because open mindedness can bring more wisdom in you, and that way you can get the feedback. And if the feedback is a little bit offended, then you take it positively, right? Okay, namaskar, Ayush Chauhan. Every time it is not possible to have a positive mindset. Yeah, I agree. However, we should develop a habit to have a positive mindset always. Excellent. Yes. You know, I mean, positive mindset means a growth mindset. Growth mindset means everything is not perfect in our life, but growth mindset means that uh, we are able to accept the challenges of life, and we are able to come out of those challenges by working hardly or smartly, in both ways, I will say, right? Because you have to be consistent on something, you have to be persevere, because the things are not going to change just by saying it. We have to work towards it, right? It's extremely important. So I mean, uh, moreover, especially, it depends on your awareness, your self awareness, or your knowledge about awareness, or because and your belief system also plays a very important role in it, right? Because sometimes the things you believe in are so strong that you do not want to open. You do not want to open because some people just live in their own reality, right? That reality might be a religious reality, that reality might be their own psychological reality. Many people sometimes live in illusions also. Illusions means you see the things, you feel the things which do not exist actually in reality, but those things are just self-created. You just create those things in your mind by your experiences, by your family atmosphere, maybe by where you grew up in that community also, because there are so many things affect on our character, on our life. And when I am saying life, I'm not just talking about our physical life, right? I'm talking more about our mental, about internal, about our psychological development. And that is something we need to work on. And believe me, guys, everyone's circumstances are different, right? But uh, in these days, you are lucky that in this world, especially in the technology world, right, there is so much out there, there is so much help out there. I mean, this technology has like a pros and cons also. So that these are the pros, that there is so much out there which you can get, you can gain that information, right? And you can change yourself by getting a help is out there everywhere, right? Yes, I understand. For example, our last week's Saturday's session, where we discussed about relationship with parents and children, that's what our topic was, the conflict, right? And see, those things sometimes we cannot even avoid it. And those relations, especially when something conflicts are in family, where you are with your parents and your children, and that is kind of like a 24 hours thing every day, right? And I know there and that's what students were discussing. If you didn't watch that Saturday's live stream where student had a discussion on this topic, I will advise you to watch that too. And that's what students were saying, that the communication gap is there, and parents are also so busy, and the society as pressure is there too, because, and then a comparison, society wise comparison, because people like, oh, your relatives, and interference, social interference is a lot, especially in Indian culture, or Pakistani culture, or Bangladesh, or Nepal. I mean, I know these countries are pretty much the same kind of culture, where here, for example, in America, we don't have too much society's interference. In other words, for example, my neighbors, they have none of their business to what's happening in my family or with my children, right? So it's not common here. But yes, in countries like India or Pakistan or Bangladesh or Nepal, where I am aware of, it's very common, right? And students and have a lot of pressure, and and it's like at home also, right? So there is so much frustration out there, and it's that frustration is not only in students, like children, but that frustration is in parents also, right? So but we have to find a common ground. So when you see that your parents are not going to change, or you cannot change them, then again, that as I just read that poem, you have to work on yourself first. Try to change yourself first, right? I know it's very easy to say, but it's hard to do. But yes, if you try, you will get success. You might not gonna get 100% success, but you will get success, right? So my advice is to have a growth mindset. And when I say growth mindset, I am talking about your English language learning also, because many of you are so fixed with the learning system. And when I'm saying learning system, and the learning system is many methods in Indian education system. For example, again, I'm using Indian education system because I know more about Indian culture and education system, and that is more teacher oriented classes. That means the teacher's gonna talk, and then student listen mostly passively, and then it's more memorization method. It's not a lot of higher level skills, which we say evaluation, synthesizing, making inferences, or making the conclusions, or creating the things, right? There are so many things which I really want to teach you, because those are the skills are going to help you to become advanced level English language learners. When I'm saying advanced level English language learners, that's my motive. That is something I really want to make a change in students, right? But many of you have so like fixed mindset that you just want to learn the way you are used to learn the things, right? So that's what something you need to change too, for your language learning also. So that means when I am saying about change, change means bringing the change in all areas, about your learning styles, about your living styles, about your relationship with others, and about thinking about the social interference, because your mental health is when I say the most, all letters are in uppercase, capitalized, T, uppercase, H, uppercase, E, uppercase, most uppercase. That means I'm emphasizing on this, that you need to improve. I'm not saying you will change drastically within few hours or within few days, but if you try baby steps, right? One thing at a time. And the research says that it takes at least 4 to 5 weeks to change one habit, right? So try to start with one thing at a time and work towards it. And then you will see the change. And what I feel personally, many of you, I don't know the exact number because I never collected the data like that way, but roughly I can say that 95% of you need to work on the very first thing, and that is about do not worry about what other people are saying about you. Okay, because you cannot live happily based on other people's judgments. That is the most important thing for you, is do not उनकी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं चाहिए आपको, उनके अकॉर्डिंगली आपको नहीं जीना है कि वो कहते हैं oh you don't know how to speak English, or your English is not good, or your accent is not good, or you are not smart, or you cannot remember this, or you don't know this, you are, I mean, I don't want to use that word, they might be using that kind of words for you sometimes, and maybe even if your parents are there, they might say so many other things कि तेरा तो दिमाग ऐसा है, तुझे समझ नहीं आती। अब मैं तो यूट्यूब पे हूँ, नहीं बोल सकती कुछ इस तरह के वर्ड्स, तो वो बोलते होंगे आपको कुछ इस तरह के जिससे आप डीमोरलाइज होते हो, राइट? सो प्लीज़, किसी के भी फ्रेंड्स हों, टीचर्स हों, सोसाइटी में हों, आई डोंट नो, बट आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई वाज इन स्कूल in India, and in our times there were teachers like that. Their way to talk to you were very negative. So it was very negative. I mean, I personally never had that kind of experience with me, but I had seen with my classmates, right? I had seen it, that how they humiliate sometimes to their students, and the way they use the negative language. And that kind of language is not encouraging the students. That kind of language is discouraging the students, right? So, hi Bikram, hi Suman. So, we are talking about changing your mindset. So, if you didn't watch, please watch this from the beginning, okay? So, guys, that's the bottom line. I just want you to please work on this, because I feel so bad, believe it or not. It really breaks my heart when I read these kind of comments and I see people suffering. I mean, in the recent video yesterday I was watching, I don't want to discuss a lot about that, but I wrote so many comments on that video that please was telling that girl, because something happened and she was crying a lot on YouTube, that this was not her fault, but she was getting the troll from the whole entire world at this time. So, I mean, if she just gonna think that way, that what people are saying, because people are saying all the nasty stuff to her, I don't know, but that's what I was like, you have to change your mindset, because we cannot live our life based on people's opinions, right? And this word, believe me or not, this word is not kind. People are not kind to each other, because the problem is, it's, I don't know, even it it happened even in, if you uh, look at the historical books or the religious books, in maybe in thousands of years ago too, the people were not nice, people were mistreating each other, right? Because it's a human tendency. The things didn't change at all, and I don't think so it will change ever. But the only thing we can change is to ourselves. That is the only thing we can work on ourselves. We cannot work on anybody else, right? So this is my sincere advice to you, is, as your English language teacher, as a human being, as a person who thinks is self-realized, because I worked on myself a lot. I started meditation in about 35 years ago. I started meditating. I started working on myself, started, working on my inner challenges and how to overcome and all kind of negativity. And I did a lot of research, and human psychology is one of my favorite subject, and I did a lot of research and a lot of study on this topic, and this is a very close to my heart. And that's what I'm saying, guys. It's like the only thing that makes you happy is yourself, your inner self. So don't try to find happiness outside, because outside it's more frustration, it's more negativity, it's more, yeah, I'm not saying don't live in this world socially. Yes, I do live in this world socially, but you will not believe it, I don't have many friends at all. I don't have social life a lot. I just go to my work. I do my work. I come home. I spend time on my, especially that's the other reason I started this channel, because I want to make a difference in students' life, and I do not want to be a lot in parties and social life, because I felt like what I'm getting from there, nothing. When you sit with people, people just criticize other people just talk about other people. That's something I am not interested in, right? So it's up to you how you want to live your life. And whatever I'm doing right now is, I come home, I just make my lessons, okay, what I'm going to teach to my students next day, what I need to do, let's plan this, and I don't even know when my time just pass, and it's like, oh my God, it's night, it's so late now, let's go to bed, so I mean, it's just keeping myself happy, content, at the same time, because I personally feel like I'm doing something productive that gives you happiness, right? So instead of just having too much social life and thinking about other people, wo kya kahega, wo kya kahegi, don't worry. Focus on your जो goal है, कोई target है आपका, what you want to achieve, or if you are a married person, if you have a family, focus on your life, focus on your family, focus on having a healthy relationship with your partner, having a healthy relationship with your children, because if you become your children's, if you become your children's friend, I'm not saying, but yes, friend come guide, they will always talk to you, and they will be successful in their lives. You know why? Because then they will feel that they have support. They have a back support. Hi, Sahil Ali. How are you? And Bikram Malk, please make a WhatsApp group. I think we need to make a Facebook group. And that's what I was thinking actually this morning, to create a Facebook group. And I'm going to tell you later on. We are students. Yes, I know, Bikram, you all are students. Where we can have a very productive discussions, and no advertisements, nothing about that, right? Something like that. But the problem with the WhatsApp group is that the people just start sending so many I don't know, I mean, unnecessary things. So I don't think so I'm interested to create a WhatsApp group, but definitely I'm thinking to create some kind of a Facebook group where I have a more control on a Facebook group, but WhatsApp is a little different. Okay. My final exams near. Okay, your final exams good. That's okay. I think about what people will think, and also sometimes I get confused in similar words. Yes, Asad, please don't think about what people will think. Okay, please, because if you will waste your energy on thinking about what people will think, then believe me, you will be wasting a lot of your time, your positive energy, converting it into more negative, because that's what you are doing now, wasting it. So I will say, instead of wasting your energy only thinking about other people, utilize your energy in a positive manner and think about what is good for you, what is healthy for you, what are the things you need to change. Don't worry about others, please. And even if someone is finding mistakes in you, then you can say that's okay. I'm learning, I'm trying. If you going places, what is the meaning of going places? Going places means you are going to different places, going to what you say, going places, ne? Going to different places, I can say, or going to the places means jagah. Place ka matlab kya hai? Jagah. Okay, so guys, it's almost pretty much 40 minutes. When I talk, I just talk from my heart, and it's a never ending conversation, never ending my my lecture, right? Okay, so now again, if you want to become advanced English language learners, and when I say learner, please just don't say stay focused on spoken English. Yes, you're gonna speak English only if you are learning everything in English. Everything in English, not just a grammar, everything is embedded. When I say embedded, look at this, my hand, embedded. This is called embedded, means आप किसी चीज को अलग नहीं कर सकते, and spoken is the part of it. Spoken is the part of it. Okay? Donna का मतलब, you are no longer a Donna का मतलब? I don't understand that. Thank you, Vikram. It's all my experience, Vikram, and I am a learner. I will never say I know everything. I learn every day on every step. Okay, and why I learn more? Because I always look inside. I always look inside me. I am not worried about the outer world. I'm telling you, stop this. I mean, yeah, we live in society. We have to have some kind of worries or relationship with the outer world, right? Because we are social human being. But my point is, focus more on yourself. Focus more on your life. Focus more on your growth. Yes, I live in America, Bikram. I live in America pretty much from, I will say, close to 3 decades now. Danaka, don't know. Sahil Ali, I advise you. Sahil, you know what? I don't know what you're trying to ask me. My advice is that next Saturday, join my Zoom class, okay? And then talk to me about what you are writing here. What is the meaning of you are no longer a Don? You are no longer a Don. You are no longer a Don. But who was Don? You know, Don क्या होता है? कोई गुंडा बदमाश? So you are not longer a Don. I don't know. Your questions are a little bit, may I say that word? Weird to me. Weird to me, because I don't know what you are trying to ask me. So my advice to you is, Sahil, that join my Saturday's class and then talk to me, because I'm not getting it what you are trying to ask me. Okay? Yes. So because see, my Zoom class is free, and it's everyone is welcome. You all are welcome to join my Saturday's class, and that's the reason I have that class where I can, have an interaction with you guys. Like, we just talk a lot. It's pretty much, I run that class for 2 hours sometime, and students, they just talk to me there. It's like we are like a family. Okay. DO and Don meaning a university faculty. I don't know what your department. Maybe it's some kind of like, I'm not familiar with that. Yes, Vikram. But thank you for telling him. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, Sahil. Okay, guys. Okay, everyone. So I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow is your test on reading. And you are going to read with me, and you are going to uh, so you are going to what you say, you're going to answer the questions on main idea. Okay, main idea. So that's what the questions are going to be. Okay, so Bikram, do meditation and stay focused on your education, because this is the time to get your education, be something in your life, and then get married. Okay, have a wonderful day and stay blessed, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, yes, you can, Kushal. Zoom class by, oh, no, Kushal, you need a new link. Okay, yes, need a new link. Yes, it's all up to you guys, how, where you want to focus more. So if you want to focus more on your education, Bikram, then you need to read the good literature. You need to read the things which are going to help you to focus on your education, because if you're going to watch all that nonsense stuff on YouTube's and all other stuff, then of course your attention will be there. Okay, so I hope you understand my point, Vikram. So stay healthy, strong, positive, and make your life successful, because all other stuff, Vikram, is a part of life, and then you're going to have it for the rest of your life. But this is your time to focus on your education. And that's what I always tell to my students here too. Guys, come on, this is your time to get your education, because the more you're going to stay focused on all that kind of stuff, then of course your attention will be there, right? So if you are focusing on your, that no, this is my priority, because in your life you have to look at your priorities. What are your priorities at this point, right? That is more important. Okay, so have a wonderful time and stay blessed, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow 3 o'clock with the reading test. Have, see you, bye bye.